วัสดีค่ะ Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World tonight. And right now, Kun Thep Chai Yong is joining me live from home. Kun Thep Chai, today is the 7 days of the use of state of emergency. And perhaps we are going to see tougher measures on Friday.
It's very much likely so because despite the stringent measures introduced under the national emergency decree, it looks like the authorities are not happy with the result of these measures yet, because judging from the number of infection cases, the authorities have made it clear that they want to see a much lower figures. Even though today the new infection cases was reported at only 120, a slight decline from yesterday and the day before. But medical experts believe that as long as the number still exceeds 100 a day, is still a major cause of concern. And that's why a special meeting of the cabinet this coming Friday will be very crucial. Right. The official agenda, the official item on the agenda, as announced by the spokeswoman today, was the discussion of additional rescue measures to help people impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. But there is a strong possibility of other harsher measures for the cabinet to consider.
Yes, it will be special cabinet meeting session at the government house because they would like to discuss in person, and they will be sitting quite far away next from one another to comply with social distancing. But they consider it's really important to have a special meeting session at the government house in order to discuss the situation. On top of the tougher measure, they would like to also discuss on the emergency decree to allow the loan of 2 trillion baht in an attempt to try to alleviate financial burden for people who are facing hardship from COVID-19.
And we have talked to a number of insiders in the government, and there shouldn't be any surprise if the discussion of a possible imposition of a curfew is also on the table for the cabinet to consider as well. As the Prime Minister himself, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, a few days ago when he was speaking to the media, he did not dismiss that possibility. He even suggested that if need be, he might consider imposing a curfew and extending the state of emergency to cover the full 3 months that he is authorized to do so as Prime Minister. So there could be big news, awaiting us on this Friday.
That's right, because to reduce mobility of people is crucial in order to fight and to contain the spread of coronavirus. That's why we are told that we should work at home, stay at home, and keep social distancing. And to travel between provinces have also been ordered to try to lessen our travel as much as we can. And right now we can see how many provinces announced to have partial lockdown in their own local areas in an attempt to fight the outbreak of the virus.
That's right. And in just about an hour, Bangkok will see another major change, because starting at midnight tonight, that is about an hour from now, all food shops, in fact all shops, may they be grocery stores or roadside food shop, will have to be closed for 5 hours between midnight and 5 a.m. the next morning. And that is the latest measure announced by the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, whose governor, Kunaswin Kwanmeong, said today that that is a very necessary measure that needs to be taken in order to curb the spread of the virus. Because even after stringent measures were introduced 2 weeks ago for entertainment places to be closed, sport venues to be closed, and restrictions placed on food shops and restaurants, a lot of people still hang out at night, Kunata. especially around grocery stores, convenience stores, from where they buy drinks and to drink together in groups. And that has certainly caused a major concern for authorities in Bangkok, because as long as people still go out on the streets and hang out in large groups like that, the possibility of the deadly virus being spread further is always there.
Yes, we can see clearer and clearer signal that tougher measures will be announced any time soon in order to try to contain the virus. Even social distancing has to be followed at home as well. And in other countries, for example, in Australia or in Germany, they have issued an order that they cannot gather, of two people cannot gather outdoor or even indoor, and they should try to comply with this order. That is what's happening in other countries, and perhaps Thailand will be following the same direction very soon.
Yes, so that means that in countries like Australia, two people is too big a crowd now.
Yes, and the situation in the US is quite bleak according to what the US president has press briefing for the American citizen today, especially with the figure, Kun Thepchai, that the number of death tolls in America could be as high as 100,000 or even up to 240,000 deaths from COVID-19. And that was quite a high figure, what President Trump has told ordinary citizens of America. That's why he would like to see more cooperation among American people in terms of social distancing and to work from home.
He described the coming 2 weeks as the most painful period that American people will be facing. And of course, this is a stark departure from the stand he took a few weeks ago when he was trying to be very optimistic and underestimated the severity of the situation, even to the point of saying that he expected to see large parts of America return to normalcy by Easter, that is less than 2 weeks from now.
And in the evening at about 7 o'clock, when we had another program, Thai PBS World Tonight, we talked to the U.S. Ambassador to Thailand, Ambassador Michael de Sombri, and he also confirmed with us that press briefing in the U.S., the situation was quite serious.
I've been watching the presidential daily briefs every day. I find them crucially important. And the one this morning, Thailand time, was obviously particularly sobering and obviously really showed the importance of the message that we all need to do everything that we can do to minimize the impact of the virus. I think otherwise, many of the messages from the daily brief have really shown, have given me great optimism, quite honestly, that when you take the American economic system and free enterprise, ingenuity, and dedication, when fully unleashed to try to vanquish the virus, we will succeed. I think what we've seen in the last couple of days is the U.S. now has tested over 1 million people, more than any other country in the world. We're now at a rate where we're testing more than 100,000 people per day. We have 20 new approved methods of testing, including one from Abbott Laboratories that can do a positive test in as little as 5 minutes. We have 10 companies producing ventilators, including Ford and GM and others. And the hope is that not only will we satisfy the need for all of these products in the U.S., but we will be able to satisfy the need globally as the virus continues to spread throughout the world.
Thus, we can tell that it's optimism during the time of difficulty in America, Kun Thepchai.
Yes, the ambassador also had very nice words or very good basis for what he sees as a very effective ways by Thai authorities and medical experts in flattening the curve of the pandemic. And certainly he really appreciates what the Thai authorities are doing in fighting the virus.
Yes, and you can watch full interview with the U.S. ambassador to Thailand on Thai PBS World page from Thai PBS World Tonight program. And thank you, Kun Thep Chai, for joining me. And that's all from Thai PBS World Tonight.